Hey guys! Hey everyone! Hello, 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 hello. I am on a couple of minutes early. I've been doing lives because, like y'all know, or if you don't know, if you haven't watched my recent lives, I have just moved. So my room, the room that I'm going to like do my filming in is like boxes everywhere. So I'm doing lives. So until I get all that situated, um, I may just wing it and be back in this room with my camera. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But I just really wanted to do it in my room. I really, really want to do it in my room. But anyway, no excuses. It is Tuesday. On this Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to reduce your stress. So, at this time, as we know, it's a lot going on. Welcome to everybody who's on. You know, it's a lot going on right now. COVID-19 or COVID virus, however you want to say it, whatever you want to call it, is currently causing an uproar. Right now, we have a lot going on. Hey, sweetie, we have a lot going on. Stress is kind of hard to get away from, but it's a way to manage it or a way to reduce it. You know, some people say manage, some people say reduce, some people say get rid of. I like to say reduce. Hey, love, I like to say reduce. Because we all have a form of stress in our lives, and it may not be bad things. It may just be, what am I going to do next? Or how am I going to handle this today? Or I got a lot of great things on my plate, but now I'm really, really busy. Or I always wanted to homeschool my children, but now I'm trying to figure out how to do that and work at home, which has always been a dream of mine, working at home. But now I'm working at home with the kids and I don't know how to do this. So now I'm just overwhelmed with the thought of how to do it all. So my whole thing is I don't want us to always think stress is always a bad thing, because stress is not always a bad thing. Sometimes stress is simply just being overwhelmed. Sometimes stress is not knowing the answer, not having a solution, being caught off guard, just not being ready for what has came upon you, things of that nature. So I just want you guys to understand stress is not always, oh my God, I can't take care of this, I can't take care of that, or something bad happened to me. Pushing for this, that stress. Yeah. So my whole thing is I want you to understand that stress can just be based off what good things are happening to you, but you're just not ready for them, or it's just a lot going on trying to bear it, or bad things are happening to you and you don't know what to do. So it's basically, stress is just the middle of what do I do when I don't know what to do. So I did write out, I wrote out a whole thing that I want to go over with you guys. So the first thing is identify what is causing your stress. Okay, number one, a lot of us are stressed but don't know why. And that's not a good thing. Y'all know that I'm in school to do counseling. So I'm in my doctorate program. And my biggest thing is learning about trauma. But the main thing is learning why. What caused you to be in that situation? For same situation for us. What caused stress? What is causing your stress? For you right now, it could be simply that you lost your job and you don't know when you're going back to work. That could be the fact that you are working, but who's going to watch your children and help them with their homework? Or it could be the thing is, now I'm working at home, but I did not have everything I need. And now I'm trying to like scramble to get it together. And I wasn't expecting that type of expense. Or it could be simply anything. Like right now, we got a lot of that going on. Some of us, it's like I'm working, but then I'm scared and I'm going to get sick. Or I have became sick. I have two people that I know personally who have the virus right now. One, she was my client all of last year. Love her dearly. She's going through it and I continue to contact her. And then I have another young lady that I used to transport her son to school, back and forth to school and home, and she has it, and they're both in the medical industry. So just imagine that I'm serving people, but I end up catching what I was trying to serve and heal people from. So that's just stressing itself, and now they're trying to heal themselves, but they still want to go back to work because they want to provide for their family. So that's stress. See, stress, guys, that's type of stress I mean. So number one, when did it start? So the first thing, in the midst of that, I know it's sad, but it happens. It absolutely happens. When did it start? Who was involved? Why did it start? And how long it been happening? Okay, and some of that may say, but at least you're saying the same thing. But if you think about it, when did it start? So did it start in the beginning of March? Did it start last year? Did it start when you was a child? Like, when did it start? Who was involved? Was it your mama, your brother, your cousins, your children's fathers, your husband, just yourself? Okay. Your job, your manager, whatever. Why did it start? So what caused it to happen? So what was the big like in between thing that caused that stress to just kind of burst out? Because sometimes we're going through stuff, but it's not stressing you out. It's just like it's life. But sometimes it's just a little extra pressure. And then how long has it been happening? How long this been going on? Has it been going on for 2 months, 3 months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds? Like how long has it been going on? I'm sure you're thinking like, Belize, why you're asking me this? Because a lot of us have no clue how long you've been stressed. You have no clue where it came from. You have no clue who's involved. And sadly to say, many of us get everybody involved in our stress and they ain't got nothing to do with them. Like that person wasn't even the initial person who was in your stress in the first place. Now you're adding everybody and their mama to the stress, and now you don't know who is really involved and who you probably need to deal with the stress with, or kind of eliminate them out of it and say, you know what, I don't need you. You're not trying to help me. Let me figure it out on my own. So I want to say that again for my people who just came in. What is causing your stress? So when did it start? Who was involved? Why did it start? And how long it been happening? Okay, how long it been happening? I really want us to take the time to figure that out, because at the end of the day, a lot of us, you cannot reduce stress if you don't know where it come from, why it started, how long it been here. You just cannot reduce something you don't know it been there. Since the day the doctor slapped me on my butt. You're right. We were born in sin and iniquity. So we were born into this crazy world. Okay. So number 2, identify how the stress affects you. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, guys. First, physically, what are you doing? Do it make you sleepy? Do you feel like you get do you get sleepy? Do you eat? Some people are eaters. What else? Some people get like just really drained. Some people it affects everybody. Some people get really bad migraines. Mentally, how is this, your emotions? I'm including your emotion, your mental. So are you depressed? Are you having anxiety? Are you having panic attacks? If you have any mental disorders, are you now in a state where it's completely out of whack? Your medicine is not working. Any of that. You're right. Gaining weight. Some people lose a lot of weight because they starving themselves. But for the mental piece, like if you already have a mental disorder, and it's, literally mental disorder, like you have been diagnosed with this mental disorder and you've been going to therapy, all this stuff like that, but none of that stuff is working. It's just not working. And that tends to happen. I don't want y'all to feel like, oh my God, I'm going to therapy. Oh my God, I'm taking my medication, but it's not working. That happens. Okay, that can happen. But that's why your therapist also tell you, keep coming and talking to me so we can readjust. We can do new coping skills. We can do different things to see what's going on. Because I'll tell y'all, if anybody have a mental disorder, have dealt with a mental disorder, because as we know, depression, anxiety, panic, that is all forms of mental disorder. You may not be clinically, but we all deal with it time to time. Like a lot of people are dealing with, especially anxiety now. Anxiety is really high right now. And guys, I really want y'all to come down. We need to come down from that desire. You got to come down, because literally it'll have you like thinking stuff that's going to happen that ain't going to happen. So come on down, come on down. But at the end of the day, guys, I want y'all to understand that you just have to make adjustments in it. With your mental, you got to adjust. You got to keep adjusting. You got to keep changing it up. You got to keep causing to be fresh. You can say, because sometimes you get kind of used to what's going to happen. So say, example, you know what the medicine do to you. Now you're like, I know what it's going to do, but you so stressed at a place where it's just not working because your body is just acting totally different from normal. Test is all negative, but my body shows differently. That's true. That happens too. Some people, things happen to them like that too. Spiritually, everybody's spiritual life is different. As y'all know, I'm a Christian. For some people, I know I have many people on this channel with me who are totally different belief systems or don't believe in one at all. But at the end of the day, I feel like you got one even when you don't have one in some sort. But how do it affect how you process how the world, how do it affect your belief system? How do it affect how you feel like you manifest, how you believe, how do you sow, how do you reap, what you feel like you're going to get back? How do that affect that? Because sometimes stress gets you a place where you feel like, well, I feel like I'm here because of this, that, and this, because I feel like I did this, this, and that. And then some people like, well, I didn't say my affirmation day, so that may be the reason, I'm not being consistent. people feel like it's what the universe is against me today, or it's against us today, or anything like that. So my whole thing is, stress does affect your belief system as much as you want to believe it or not. It does. Okay. So the next thing is this new stress or old stress? I know you're like, Belize, but this sounds all the same. It's not. As much as it sounds the same, it don't. Yes, positive vibes, baby. Is it new stress or old stress? Right now, a lot of people are dealing with new and old at the same time. And you're saying it's because I contracted herpes and the world feel like it's by the end. That's why. No, you got dealing with your diagnosis and dealing with the world like look like it's about to come to a kabloot. Okay. And then you got some people who like, it's just, everything was going fine. I was able to handle all my situation. It's just the fact that I lost my job and I don't know what to do. Me and my husband are out of income and we got kids to take care of, So my whole thing is that's new stress. It's no old stress. So my whole thing is you got to ask yourself, am I dealing with new stress or old stress or a combination of both? If you're dealing with a combination of both, you got to ask yourself, number one, you got to do what we did in the beginning. Identify when did it start? Who was involved? How did it start? And how long it been happening? Okay. I have gained weight, not sleeping well for a while, a lot of both. For real, hit on the nail. Oh my God. Yeah. So my whole thing is you have to identify if it's your old stress. Now do that same thing we said, identify where that stress from with the old, and then do the same thing for the new. Now, this is something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but it's something I have said before, but something I have also picked up throughout my years of dealing with counseling and going through the schooling for counseling is deal with everything individually. A lot of us put everything in a pot and then we're like, yeah, I'm gonna fix it all. No, you're not. You're not. You're just not gonna do that, because now you got your old emotions dibbling in with your new emotions. You got your old stress trying to dictate your new stress, because sometimes those same people are involved. Or it's the same situation with the same people. It seems like you're in a cycle. So my whole thing is, guys, it's very important to kind of just separate where your stress starts and when a new stress starts, because you have to deal with them individually. And I think that's just some of our biggest issues, is that we continue to put everything in a pot and try to deal with it. If anybody have ever went to therapy, they always ask you, so what did you come in for today? And you'll tell them I came in today because I just been feeling stressed. And they say, okay, so, what are you stressed about right now? So you'll start telling them I'm stressed because, I lost my job. I got the kids at home. I don't know what to do. We don't know what's going to happen. And on top of that, I received a herpes diagnosis on top of that too, just a couple of months ago. And me and my husband are like, don't know what we're going to do about that. He's okay, but I'm not okay. So she's like, okay, slow down. So how are you feeling about, you said you're coming in because of the loss of the jobs. So what can you do? Do you feel like you can do something about that? Do you feel like you want to look for a new job, or do you want to wait? Are you doing unemployment? So they'll start doing these things. This is what therapists do. This is what counselors do. They start to separate each situation and help you get to a place of solution with each situation. A lot of us can't figure out a solution because you're not sitting down looking at the situation long enough to get a solution, or even not having anybody help you to say, slow down. You got too much stuff in this pot. We're going to take some of this stuff out of this pot and we're going to deal with one thing at a time. So now we can kick that out and then put something else in. Okay. So that is what you deal with when you go to therapy. Just for my individuals who ain't never been to therapy, been thinking about going to therapy, that's exactly what they're going to do. You're going to drop everything on them and they're going to slow you down and start dealing with everything one by one. And I challenge you guys, if you can't get to a therapist or you don't feel like you can afford it, which I'll tell you right now, EAP. So that's your employee assistance. Right now is a great time to use it. You will get counseling for free for at least a certain amount. They may offer even more now since because of what's going on. A lot of people are losing jobs. So look into that. Look into Better Health. When you go in there, they may offer a really good discount. Guys, y'all know I'm a life coach. I do have a background in counseling. If you're looking to say, Belize, I want to talk to somebody. I may not want to talk to a therapist, but I want to talk to somebody I'm comfortable with. then you can talk to me, guys. I have 45-minute sessions available to you guys for only $35 this month. That information's below. It's going to be all month long, so whenever you're able to do it, just wanted to share with that to you. But I want you guys to know, if you feel like you need therapy, please get it. It's nothing wrong with it, okay? And most importantly, you need to work out new and old stress and identify if it's new or old stress, okay? What works for your stress? Now, this is what everybody's talking about right now, telling you, you know, how to do $5. Hey, how are you, mama? I am good. You said 5, I said 35. That session typically is an hour for 50, but I bring it down. And it's for anybody. It doesn't have to be herpes related. I know I have many people on here who don't have herpes as well, but you just want to talk to me about what's going on. Girl, it's all right. It ain't nothing to trip. No, you need to ask, because if that was, I know you like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. So good question. I always ask. No question is a bad question. Okay. So what next thing is what works for your stress? So is it music? Is it listening to music for some people? Is it sleeping? Is it working out? Is it reading? Is it praying or meditating or doing yoga? Some people do the sound. I don't know what it's called, so I'm not trying to disrespect you. If that's what you into, if that's what some people do, crystals, I ain't into that, but that's what you're into. Whatever works for you. All right. Talking to friends, therapy. Okay. You need to figure out what works for you. Now, if you say, but Lisa, I did all that and that stuff don't work. Question is why? Now I need to talk to you, and now you need to really get to a therapist, because it's deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you really need to it's not always what works for your stress. Sometimes it's simply talking out your stress. And that's what I tell people, like, I'm pretty good with talking to my friends, and you got to get with people that you can be very transparent with, people who are going to keep it real with you, not going to sugarcoat it to you. Sometimes it's not easy to do with friends, especially if you feel like the person is judging you, and realize everybody's not judging you. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need to do it outside of somebody who knows you and really just going to tell you like they see it. But also some of this other stuff, it may be feeling like, oh, I do this anyway, and this is just a part of my lifestyle. Like praying for some people, music, sleeping, working out, reading. All of this stuff is a part of their lives. So my whole thing, sometimes you need to up another one or try something different. Or even with the therapy or talking to your friend piece, is that you may need to ask for suggestions. Like, okay, I have done this, I have done that, I have done this, and take somebody's suggestion on what to do. Or you can ask that person, okay, looking at my situation, what do you think I can do differently? Or what have I not done that I say I am doing? Some of us say we be doing stuff, but we don't. I know I be talking to myself. I be telling myself I be doing stuff, and I don't really be doing it. We trick ourselves in our mind that we really be doing something we ain't really doing. That you halfing it. You doing just a tad bit. So it's very important to also have people that you can feel comfortable to ask them that hard question of, am I doing what I say I'm doing? Am I doing as much as I can? Am I asking for as much help as I can ask? Because sometimes we're just not asking the right questions. And sometimes we don't want to know that, because at the end of the day, you're going to get that real of, no, you're not doing enough. And no, you could have did this. And no, you could have did that, but my whole thing is you can't, when you ask that question, you have to be in a very transparent state, and you also have to be in a humble place to be able to hear it. You cannot be in a place of defense. You got to check yourself and keep yourself in a hush. Shut your mouth and listen, because you ask the question, and that person who love you and the person you ask really want to help you. Even if it's a therapist, that therapist's whole goal is to help you, or a life coach, whole goal is to help you reach your goal. And your friends the same way. Their whole goal is to help you reach whatever goal that is. They don't want to see you stressed. They don't want to see you in this place. So they want to help you. So make sure if you ask that question, you're prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually, because you're going to get checked. I just tell you that. I was so stressed when I was at work. I flew sick and went to the doctor and was told I have herpes. Wow. Yeah, that's something. That's a way to kind of find out. But you was already stressed. And then you just went to the doctor and ended up finding that. Yeah, I know that was difficult, because you're thinking like, I'm stressed because probably some other things or your job or whatever. And then you end up going to the doctor thinking you're going to get some help. pertaining to the stress you're having, and then find out you got a diagnosis. So it's like, once again, that's your old stress and your new stress, and you have to deal with them separately. Like I was saying earlier, if you was on, you have to deal with them separately, tremendously. And like I said, I'm here for that if you need help with the herpes piece, or even if you want to just talk out what you was experiencing prior, and that information below to get a part. Do what you can say. All right. Another thing is, start with one thing at a time. Sometimes we try to do a lot of stuff at one time. My whole thing is try one thing and do it at its full to see if it really works for you. A lot of us kind of try to do a lot of stuff. I'll tell you in a minute. So, a lot of us try to do a lot of stuff because we're really just trying to get over what we're dealing with, but not really trying to get a solution for what we're dealing with. We kind of just like, I want to kind of, cushion it. I kind of want to be in denial a little. I want to act like it don't exist. And honestly, guys, it doesn't help your stress. It's just still there, and it brews. And sometimes stress can brew into stress can brew into anxiety for some people. Stress can brew into depression for some people, because now you're not dealing with it. It's just sitting there. So it's very it's very important to get to a place of dealing with it, because it's not going to go away if you just, it's just not going to go away. You have to handle it. You got to put your drawers on and handle it. So somebody asked me, how do you deal? So my biggest thing is something that I started doing recently is really having like a real heart to heart with my friend. I got this one friend, we've been friends for over 20 something years. And me and her have like really heart to heart talks. And I'm not saying that we haven't had heart to heart talks, but recently I have been having a little bit more of a comfort zone to be more honest, so I can hear a real opinion. I am very strong-minded in times, most of the time. I'm really strong-minded. And sometimes I be looking at people like, whatever. Like, I can come off that way, or like, I don't want to hear what you got to say. I don't think you know what you're talking about. At times, I'm being honest. This is me. But that's the friend who can like, Belize, I don't care. I'm going to tell like it is. But also she's the friend that I wouldn't dare not listen to, because I know she knows me well. She's been knowing me since I was 4. So she knows every downplay. She knows everything about me. So for me to kind of, I can't brush her off like I brush other people off who haven't known me as long, you know. And I have other friends like that I can do, like I can talk to them about stuff as well. And I can't brush them off because they're like, I don't care about your attitude. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about none of that. You're going to hear what I got to say, because it's for your benefit. But I had to get to a place for me to be able to finally be even more transparent with myself and to voice it to somebody else to hear it, to get feedback. Another thing I've been doing is, for the last, I say 3 days, I'm part of this group, and she was telling us to kind of like do skin to skin with God. So basically, you know, if you ever had a baby, you have your baby come out and you put the baby on your skin. I did that with all my children. Okay. Can't do it if you have a C-section. I know that kind of sucks, but later on, when, you know, everything is good, they'll end up doing it for you. So in that time, that's for you and the baby to bond, and all stuff like that, for, you know, the baby heart rate to be regulated, lungs be good. Like, it's so many good benefits. I was challenging y'all to go read up the benefits of skin to skin contact. So she was challenging us to do skin to skin contact. Okay. So what I've been doing is laying down, like I lay down in my bed. I put on some worship music. Sometimes my worship music go off, so I'm in silence. I did this morning. I was in and out, and I'm gonna have to do it again. But I was in and out. But just laying down, nothing, just sitting and listening. I think sometimes we're constantly like talking and we're not listening, because of this voice that's always talking to you. And you know the difference. I think a lot of us think we don't know the difference between hearing a godly voice and a demonic type voice. A demonic type voice is always trying to take you out. It's always telling you how horrible you are. It's always trying to tell you you are this and you that, and you ain't gonna never be nothing. I'm trying to tell you. That's the difference. A godly voice is more of an insight, is more of a peace when you hear this voice, even though it's going to tell you stuff that you probably don't want to hear, but you're going to know, like, you know what, that is true. Like, that is true, and it's going to give you guidance on what to do out of that situation or how to get better. So that's just my insight of learning how to hear the voice. It took me a long time, guys, because in college I was struggling with it, but I finally got to a place where I can understand the voice. And that has been really good for me for these last couple of days because I've been able to write down what I heard. And it's been things that I know I need to hear. Things it's just more of a confirmation of get your life together and do what I told you to do. Type thing. Today I started working out. So I worked out before I got on here, guys. Them YouTube girls try to kill me. But it's all right because I'm gonna come out of this quarantine snatched. I ain't got time. And then praying, you know, my prayers is not that typically get on your knees and put your hands together. No, that's me walking around. That's me talking to myself. It's totally different from most people. I don't pray like that. I just walk around and talk about stuff, or I'm thinking about something like, okay, God, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Or somebody say, can you pray for me? I pray for them instantly. Or I say a prayer to myself. So that's something that I've been doing. I just say that's what I've been doing. And listening to worship music, it has been really peaceful. I have like this one worship music, like this thing on YouTube that I absolutely love. It's something about it. And one of the songs is Zordi, and I love that song. I can't sing, so I won't sing it. But I love that song. So that's what I do. That's what I do. I would love for y'all to share what y'all do below so other people can kind of read what y'all do. I wish I had someone I can talk to about it. It's been really hard for me. I'm here. Where you been? I'm here. I'm here. I would love to help you. I do have a promotion for this month. So 45 minutes for $35, and we'll get on the phone. I really want to do video chats. Phone is cool, but if you open for a video chat, we could do a video chat like this and we could talk. And you pick the time, you pick the date. I'm open Monday, Wednesday. 1 second, sweetie. One sec. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11 to 6. Tuesday from 11 to 10 p.m. And then Thursday I'm off. I have to get a break. But that's available to you guys. So y'all can pick the time that works best for you. And then I'll call you or we'll use the video chat. So that information is below. You said, please share. Share what? I'm not going to sing. If that's what you're asking. I ain't going to sing. I'll sing for the Lord. Okay. Or if it's a song I like in the car, my son's like, you're singing too loud. So the next thing is don't focus on what you can't change. Oh, the music. Okay, I will put that in the comments after. Okay, I'll put it in the comments after. And what it is, it's a Christian worship, just the instrumentals. Like sometimes I don't want to hear the singer. I just want to hear the melody. It's really good. If y'all are into jazz, jazz is the bomb. Like I love jazz. I would just listen to it. It's so soothing. Or you can listen to R&B jazz or whatever. I'm telling you, just to hear the melody, because sometimes the words are not always I'm talking about certain songs, like, some R&B songs you don't want to hear the words, or some rap songs you want to hear the words, but you just love the beat. Like it do something to you and make you want to move, make you want to shake. Sometimes it just puts you in this peaceful state. So I always challenge you, if you're into, whatever genre you're into, look for just the instrumentals. It really makes a difference. So don't focus on what you can't change. Okay. So that's number 5. Don't focus on what you can't change. Okay. So you're thinking like, okay, Belize, I'm dealing with stress, but what you mean I can't change? And that's some stuff that is out of your control. Okay. And you know what that may be, or sometimes you don't know what that may be. Now, if it's some things, for example, like right now, people are laid off from their job. Okay. What you can do is get your unemployment and do what you do because you really love this job. You don't want to leave this industry. You really want to stay in this industry, and things like that. Or go get another job. All right. But it could be something like that. Or for some people, it could be paying a bill. I like to use this one better. You have tried everything you could try to pay this bill. Okay, you have asked for some money. You done took money out your savings. You done did Uber and Lyft. you done did everything you could do, but you just cannot get the money. Like the money just won't come together. You did everything you do. You got to let it ride. You got to let it ride because you have done everything in the might that you have. You have done everything you can do. Okay, relationship, for example, that person wants out the relationship. That person don't want to communicate with you. That person is just gonna beat them. They don't want to talk. They still want to yell and cuss and scream. They still being abusive. They just don't want to work with you on. Then that's something you can't change it. And I think sometimes a lot of our stress can come from trying to change something that won't change at that moment. Like you have done everything you could do. Okay, you've done everything you could do. Now, some situations I will say is, in the midst of this, I'll say this is, it's not that some situations you can't change. You just don't have the resources or the wisdom to change it yet because you haven't talked to somebody about it. You haven't sat down and had a real heart to heart with yourself. Like I said, you haven't did some of this stuff above, like, how did it start? Who's involved? Like you mixing up your old and your new, something like that. So sometimes it's not that is that you can't change it. Sometimes you just don't have clarity to change it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a clear reason why you're here or a clear reason why it seemed like you can't get a solution. So my whole thing, that's two parts to it. So you got your one of, you can't change it. You did everything you could do, or it's involving other people and you just got to let it go. And then you got your other situation where you just don't have, we'll talk about that too. So you have another situation where you just don't have enough resources yet, or you haven't had, you didn't notice, you haven't took the time to kind of just sit down and breathe to think about what else can I do, or look up or research different ways to help with the solution or get the solution. So the other thing is learn to accept what you have done and gain peace until something comes along to change it. So that's the thing is sometimes we are kind of like, you're stressed into a change. No, that's not the best idea either. Like your best thing is to do is say, I did everything I can do. And I think this is something we don't do as well dealing with stress is when you have done everything you did, like you don't did everything I said, you don't did your stuff, you're trying to get to this place of, not worrying about what you can't change, but you're not allowing yourself to be at peace. You are literally, I can't wait till it change. No, you need to be okay. And when it comes, time is time. You can't rush time as fast as listen, you cannot rush time. So the thing is, you have to be at peace with it and accept what you have done and be proud of yourself for what you have done. And this is something we struggle with. Most of us do not do this. We don't accept it. We don't give ourselves a pat on the back that you have done everything you could. You don't give yourself a peace of mind to say you have tried. We don't do that. We like, you could do more. And we live in a world where you could have did more than that. And if you don't do more than that, it's your fault. And my whole thing is some stuff you just really can't do nothing about. At that point, it's really sometimes it's to sit down and say, you have done everything you do. Now let it go. And sometimes letting it go is letting the stress go. And we don't realize that sometimes. Sometimes we're holding on to the stress when you should have just simply let it go. Because you have done everything you can. Okay. So the next thing is just the bonus is remember that stress isn't good for your health. I'm going to say this again. Stress is not good for your health. I'm going to say it again. Stress is not good. Our bodies was not built for stress. Hypertension is real. High blood pressure is real. Heart attacks are real. Strokes are real. Yeah, they're real. It's because a lot of that is stress related, guys. So it's very important that you understand that stress is not healthy and you need to get a solution to reduce it. Okay? So my whole thing is, once again, stress is letting you know that it's a problem and you need to solve it or let it go. Solve it or let it go. Your body is a very interesting thing. It lets you know when it is problems. And stress is one way to let you know it's a problem going on and you need to fix it. You need to fix it. So the only way to fix it is trying to find a solution If you can't get a solution, or you have done everything to get as close to a solution can be, I did everything I could and ain't nothing else I could do. That's a solution. It's over here. You have to wait 1 second. I'm almost done. So, yeah. So that's just the thing, that everything you could do. Everything you could do. So, or let it go. And that's hard. That's absolutely hard. So somebody said, I heard domestic violence is going on. Absolutely, it's going up because people are stuck in the house with their abuser. They're stuck in the house. They can't go anywhere. Typically, their job was the outlet. Their schooling was the outlet. Going to get their nails done, hair done was the outlet. I will tell you, if you know somebody who deal with domestic violence, please do a home check on them. Do a wellness check. Send the police over there to make sure they're okay, especially if you ain't seen them post on social media. If you're on text and they ain't answering, you're on call and they're not answering, any of that. Even children as well. If you know anybody who children are getting abused sexually, mentally, spiritually, any of that, please check. Please check on them. That's for teachers, anybody who has been in contact with children or know somebody personally. Please check, guys. Wellness checks, you can send them. You can pick up the phone, call 911 and say, hey, I have a friend that I know a situation about, and I want to send a wellness check over to the house. And they say, okay, what is their address? And they will send it over there. They will send it over there. I can't sleep the last 2 days, and I'm having a horrible outbreak. What are you using for your outbreak, sweetie? Yeah, you can ask a question. It's happening, though. It's happening. I want y'all to know domestic violence, you do not have to be hit to be in a domestic violence relationship. Mental abuse is real. Yes, we need to pray for one another. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm just telling you, if you can do something, pray and do something if you can help it. Okay? If you know somebody who's going through that, please send a wellness check. You can easily do that. I had a girl on my page, somebody sent a wellness check. Checking on her. That's okay, because at the end of the day, you never know what's going on over there. You have no clue. And that could be the out that she needs, or he, because they've been getting beat on for days. And when the police get there and they see all them bruises, he gonna get locked up or she gonna get locked up. And I'll tell you now, going to jail is not the way right now, because nobody's getting out right now because the judges are at home. All trials are being pushed back right now. Like, stuff is interesting right now. So nobody wants to go to jail right now. This ain't the time to go to jail. I'm trying to tell you. This ain't the time, because we don't know when it's going to be over. I hope soon. I hope soon. So I hope that helped y'all. Let me know if that helped. I'll go back over it. So number 1 was identifying what is causing your stress. Number 2, identify the stress affecting you mentally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. How the stress is affecting you. Is this, new or old stress? What works for your stress? Number 5, don't focus on what you can't change. The other one is learning to accept what you have done and gain peace, or give yourself peace that you have done everything you can. And then the bonus one was remembering that stress isn't healthy, but stress is also alert to let you know that you need a solution or to let something go. It's good not to take antivirus to identify the virus. Is this true? Okay. It is good not to take antivirus for the body to identify the virus. Is this true? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I'm not quite sure. I wonder if you're asking me, is it good not to take your antivirals for your body to identify the virus or not identify the virus? You're only going to get antivirus. I mean, your body fights only the virus. The antivirals are to help you reduce your, hold on, sorry, y'all. The antivirals are there to help you reduce the chance of an outbreak. So basically, it's trying to get the virus back into a dormant state. Okay, when your virus is in a dormant state, you're not having any outbreaks. Okay, so basically, the antivirus is just trying to keep the virus at a controlled state, which is not saying that it's not a cure, but it's trying to keep it at controlled as much as possible. That's all the antiviral do. Is that what you're asking, or clarity? That's all I can say. The antiviral is just to assist you in trying to keep the outbreak at bay. Now, the antiviral nothing will change. Even, for example, if you trigger an outbreak with a lot of stress and a lot that's going on, he changed his number like he changed draws. Jesus Christ. Anyway, y'all. But if you are under a lot of stress, like you're saying, you haven't slept in 2 days, your outbreak is bad, so I know you're dealing with stress. So that's a trigger. And then lack of sleep is a trigger for some people. So my whole thing is, when that happened, it's really, the antiviral is not going to really do anything, because at the end of the day, you're triggering it. As we know, triggering it is your nervous system is like, whoo, something's going on, so that's the biggest thing. I heard that when you take them, the body does not identify the virus, and that is why it comes more. No. That's not true. No, that has nothing to do with it. That's not what the antiviral do. The antiviral pretty much is trying to keep the virus at bay. It's trying to keep, you're only having a lot of outbreaks because you're triggering it. That's for anybody who's on here. You're having outbreaks because they're being triggered. That antiviral has nothing to do with you having your outbreaks. It has everything to do with the triggers of your outbreak, which is stress, friction from sex, chocolate for some people, nuts for some people, alcohol for some people. Some people is also, oh God, like coffee or caffeine. I'm sorry, caffeine for some people, lack of sleep for some people. So my whole thing is, if any of that stuff is going on, that antiviral cannot prevent that from happening, because now your body is kicking up and it can't really do anything. It's like, I'm trying, but it's not much I can do. So that's why some people take an antiviral and they're like, I've been taking it for so long, why I keep having outbreaks? Well, you keep triggering them. So it's not really much you can do about that. Okay, so with that being said, it's important that, I'm not sure if you're into therapy. I would suggest you get some therapy. And also you can get something for your panic attacks. And also you need to start, you need to talk to a therapist. That's most important, because you have to figure out ways to deal with your panic attacks, and also helping with that lack of sleep. Yeah. You said OMG, all my favorites. I'll have an outbreak every day. No, that's not true, because at the end of the day, you could still be doing all those things, and some people don't have an outbreak. And sometimes some people, it could be a little bit of it and they have outbreaks. Some people, it could be a lot of it and then they get outbreaks. Some people, it could be really high and they don't have an outbreak. Some people, just a little bit, they get outbreaks. Some people, it's a combination of things. So my whole thing, you It just depends person to person. Nothing's the same for nobody. It's totally different. Everybody's triggers are different. And some people, it's kind of hard to figure out their triggers because they have many things going on. So it makes it hard. Yes, I would suggest you start taking that. That'd be good. Well, I feel like if you're not taking anything and you're having outbreaks, but if you're not doing anything for your outbreaks, like you got to give yourself some type of ease. Like my whole thing is, I want to suggest, especially you say your outbreaks are horrible. You need to do something. Like I don't know what type of things you're into. If you want to take medication, for some people taking medication, that's it. That works for them. If you're into natural remedies, I do have natural products that you take advantage of to help you kind of speed up the process for you. You can take advantage of those. And I have a 15% off for all those products. The information is below. Just use the discount code. And you can try those. But my whole thing is I would never tell anybody who's having horrible outbreaks to just sit and suck it up. Like, that's torture. That is torture. I wouldn't tell you to do that. I wouldn't tell you to do that. I would strongly suggest you do something to relieve that discomfort. You need to do something to relieve your discomfort because it makes it so hard to get through it, especially on top of what you're already dealing with. That makes it very difficult. Yeah, baby. You got to do something. It's not good. It's not good for you mentally to be going through that. That's too much trauma. It's too much trauma. Trauma on the body, and you're already not getting no sleep. So that just makes it 10 times worse because you're mentally not functioning. You're not functioning. So, yeah, I strongly suggest you find something. I have other videos on there as well of different things you can try as well, but depends on where you are at. Some people can't go nowhere or can't find nothing. So, hey, I'm here. I can still mail. So I can mail off whatever you need, depending on your state. Because I know some states are like almost to a complete lockdown. And there ain't nothing in their stores. You're welcome, sweetie. You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? I wasn't expecting this video to be this long, but any other questions? Oh, you're in New York. It's a ghost town in New York. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. I've been to New York like 3 times. It's a ghost town. Like, that's crazy. But like I said, if you need anything, I'm willing to mail it. My stuff goes out every day of, depending on what time you order it, or the next day. And it'll get to you to about 3 to 5 days at the latest. Sometimes quicker, depending on how quick folks are mailing. You know, the process is going. So, the most important thing I will tell you is keep it dry. Keep it dry, keep it dry, keep it dry. What's a protein shake? I never heard of it. I tell people try what you feel to try. You have to try it yourself and see. Okay, understandable. Well, okay. But I would just tell you, you know, if you choose to go that route, just most importantly is to keep it dry. And if you're in a lot of pain, man, a little pain meds ain't never gonna hurt nobody. Yeah. Any other questions, guys, before I jump up off here? I have enjoyed you guys. I have enjoyed y'all today. I need to go get this conditioner out my head. I got like a little bag under here. Let my hair like steam on here, but I'm getting under this head steamer. I got a steamer right here on the floor. I'm about to steam this hair. How to keep your outbreaks in check. Number one, to keep your outbreaks in check, you gotta learn your triggers. For you, it probably is stress and lack of sleep. But my whole thing is you struggle with lack of sleep. And then you deal with panic attacks, which can increase stress is also another form of anxiety, so that can kick that up too. So my whole thing is getting that situated, and it'll help you get to a place where you can manage it better. I'll say that. So that means you have to get the other things handled so it can get better with handling this. That's what I was talking about earlier with dealing with old and new stress. It's organic. Oh, okay. I never heard of it. Yeah, I'll tell y'all now. I don't know everything. I ain't gonna act like I do. I never heard of it. Yeah, eating clean is important. But I'll tell you, you can eat as clean as you want to, but your mental is very vital. It's very vital. Very, 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 very vital. So I would suggest you take the other medication that you stated you want to do to stay calm, and I think you'll see a difference. You'll see a difference. I will keep that in mind. Am I the only one with the shoulder pain? I don't know. Possibly not. Possibly not. I wouldn't say you are, but I'm not sure. You're the first one I heard who said they have shoulder pain. Yeah, I eat clean, but I too stressed. Yep. Yep. Gotta get that stress under control, man. And it's not easy. I would suggest, I know I seen you kind of come in later. I don't know if you was here the whole time. I would say watch this video again in the beginning. They're kind of that, but you have to get those other things under control. Therapy. Have somebody in therapy and medication hand in hand. Some people take medication and no therapy. I would suggest do both. Okay. You got this, honey. I'm an advocate of doing both. This mental health ain't nothing to play with. And I'll tell you now, United States don't care about no mental health. Jesus. Another conversation for another day. But all right, guys, I love y'all. I hope this video have helped you guys in many ways. Set up a session with her. I promise you will help you out. I did last year and it was. Oh, yay! I try my best, y'all. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I surely want to help as much as I can help. You're welcome. God bless you too, sweetie. Any other questions, guys? All right, guys. I just wanted to jump up off here. Y'all know I was going to do the Overcoming Gathering conference meet and greet. So we canceled New Orleans. We canceled New York because that was in June. And I'm going to cancel Washington, D.C. in July. So the only thing that's looking like in August, that is Chicago and Atlanta in September and LA in October. But it depends on how long this go. If you purchase any tickets for these last ones, you're going to get a refund. You already got it. But I was going to cancel those because we don't know where this is going anytime soon. But I'm not sad about it. I'm still here. I'm still going to support y'all as much as I can. The interesting thing is what I do. People are still getting diagnosed every day. I'm still getting in my inbox people having outbreaks and people thinking they having herpes or just finding me or whatever. So I am still here. I still have the ability to mail. I still have the ability to give y'all sessions. So don't think just because this is going on that I cannot reach out to Belize. Yes, you can. You can reach out to me. You can comment below, or you can simply go over to my website, www.stdlifecoach.com, for any questions, or you can go to my DM on Instagram, belize.spivey, and hit me up with a DM and I will answer you guys. Okay. And I'll be as supportive as I can through this time. But just know I'm here. I'm here to support y'all. Herpes side or just life side, period. I just want to support y'all as much as you can. But like I said, the promotions are below. Take advantage of what you want to take advantage of. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Wednesday. Love y'all and see you soon.